Oh, is that right? There we are. That's what we try to do in our everyday activities, successfully, I think. And that's our vision going forward for 2030. A small bus company with a big ambition, with already a great deal of success to show for what we've done. So, our company, the Big Lemon, is already Britain's greenest bus and coach company. Our operating model means that uniquely in the UK, we use neither diesel nor petrol to power our core fleet. Our buses are solar powered, another first for the UK, with the power coming from panels on the roof of our Brighton depot. Our coach fleet runs entirely on used cooking oil collected from restaurants. This radical cutting edge means that we've a strong positive brand image, particularly among young people. We're the body shop, if you like, or the green and blacks of the transport industry. So the image is there, the record is there, but we need to grow. This is why we're here today. Now, our positive image is reflected in the slew of awards which we regularly win, 9 last year alone, including the UK Social Enterprise Award of the year 2016 and the Business of the Year Award in Brighton and Hove. This positive image in turn has given us a high profile amongst the public at large, and we received extensive television, radio and print media coverage when we launched our new solar powered buses earlier this year. It's also reflected in the fact that we simply do not have the resources, the vehicles, the drivers, the depot space and the rest that we need to handle all the work that's coming our way now. It may seem like a happy problem to some businesses, but I strongly dislike turning business away, which is what we're doing at the moment, because we're operating at or even beyond our capacity. That's a financial matter. In general, Brighton and Hove as an area is one of the few areas in the country where bus patronage is steadily growing. So to add to our own efforts, we also have that very helpful background in the city. For investors, therefore, an association with the Big Lemon is an association with a company with a wholly positive image, a unique product, a cut through to the public at large, and a ready market for more of the same. It's also an association with a successful business that has prospered over its 10-year history. Last year, our turnover was up 24%. Our profits were up 43%. Our profit margin at 12% is considerably in excess of the average for the bus industry. But we have an ambition, as the earlier slide showed, to go much further. And we're looking for partners who can help us, naturally to our mutual benefit. We have 2 development strands that we want to pursue. Each is self-contained and not dependent upon the other, but they dovetail well together. The first of these is the expansion of our existing solar bus services within the city of Brighton and Hove. And then beyond Brighton and Hove into the towns of East and West Sussex, and then beyond East and West Sussex. This requires, initially, a second tranche of solar powered buses and associated infrastructure, including more charging points and more solar panels on our depot roof, which is eagerly awaiting the arrival of more solar panels. We calculate the cost of putting 5 new solar powered buses on the road at 1,729,000. We are in fact at a key time of opportunity for growth, with a large number of council contracts shortly to be let, and councils locally keen to be seen to be green and seen to be tackling the air pollution, which is such a major problem in Brighton and Hove and indeed across our cities in the UK. And also, of course, seen to be tackling climate change. As well as the buses, of course, hand in hand, we would need an extension to the array of solar panels, which are on our depot roof at the moment. And you'll see there an image of the existing depot in Brighton. The second strand is the conversion of our coach fleet from one that runs on used cooking oil to one that, as with our bus fleet, is solar powered. Recent technological breakthroughs now make this technically possible, particularly advances in battery technology. But as yet, there are no electric coaches, to our knowledge, operating in the UK. We calculate that the cost of conversion for our fleet would be £1.5 million. We're working, by the way, hand in hand with Magtech, a British-based company, for the conversion of our existing fleet of buses, and they would be involved in the conversion of our coach fleet as well. So such a conversion would provide us with another couple of attractive firsts to improve our already strong image even further. The first electric coach fleet in the country, and thereby the first bus and coach company to operate with a fleet that produces zero emissions. The comparison of emissions you'll see, and the most attractive line for me is the third one down, which is the result of the investment, which is zero emissions. So, two exciting strands, each building on a proven successful base, but each still attractively cutting edge in its own way. A relatively simple proposition compared to some of the interesting technological advances we've heard this morning, but nevertheless still a radical one, and one which can make a big difference, both in terms of the environmental impact, but also in terms of the potential investment return. We have the track record, we have the positive image, and we have the ideas, but frankly, we don't have the money. And that's where I hope you will come in. What you get? Investment in a company with a strong ethical base and a high public reputation. Investment in cutting edge and yet proven technology. Investment in a transport model that provides a perfect answer to air pollution. Investment that relies on ever more cost-effective solar power. And here's the deal. We're offering bonds offering up to 6% return based on a 3, 5 or 7 year investment period, shares in our community interest company, and the chance to be involved with the UK's most innovative sustainable transport organisation, driving forward positive change in our communities. Before I joined the Big Lemon, I was for 3.5 years a public transport minister, also responsible for electric vehicles, by the way, in David Cameron's government. So people ask me why, having spent 3.5 years doing that, and then a year working as number 2 to Theresa May, as a matter of fact, the less said about that, the better. Why, after that period of time, I would then not join some big multinational company or something in the city that would give me a big return. The answer is I wanted to join the Big Lemon because I can see enormous potential for this particular company. Because I believe in it, it's got an ambition, it's got a track record, it's got an exciting vision for the future, which I hope you will share, and I hope together you will help us deliver it. Thank you.